Hi, my name is Lee Musgrave, and for my occupation research report, I did real estate agent. Basically, that's a person that buys and sells houses. It's a person you go, there's a middleman that you meet with. If you're buying a house, looking to become a homeowner, or you're looking for office space, a real estate agent is going to work with both of those. The first thing to start off with is education. Education on this is actually very little. This is according to investformore.com. The only things you're going to need are a high school diploma or GED and must be 18 years of age. The other big thing is you're going to need a license from the state that you're practicing in. So depending on the state, Colorado is actually one of the harder ones to get in because there's a lot of classes and a very difficult test. And then California is going to be the easiest with only about 6 hours of class time to actually do this. But once you get those done, you're good to go. Find a brokerage and move on, start your career. The other big thing that some people, and something I noticed in my research, was college is not crucial. So this was something I saw on entrepreneur.com and a couple other websites when I was researching, was college just is a waste of time for a real estate agent. You don't really get any advantage out of wasting the money to get a degree. It doesn't advance your career at all. The biggest things that are going to advance your career is learning the selling skills that you're going to need to build up your brand as far as a realtor. So on that topic, let's talk the skills. So the skills I found on the Bureau of Labor Statistics and thebalance.com. Communication, that's going to be your biggest one. That's a huge factor for any types of sales job. You need to be able to do written and oral communication. You need to be able to talk to people as well as write down, give them that information that they need to make an informed decision. On top of that, you also have to know what you're selling. You have to have knowledge of your property. If you're showing off a house or an office space and you don't know what the features are as far as how many bedrooms or baths or things that might interest a potential buyer, you're going to sound really off. Important also is if I have a family that's wanting to have two kids, you need to know what schools are around, you need to know where the parks are, you need to know what restaurants are available, things of that nature. The last thing you're going to need to know is how to market. This is a very important skill for an entrepreneur, someone who is building their own brand. They are their own boss. You have to be able to get your name out and promote your own business. Now, as far as duties for your job, you have to show houses. That's one of your first things. You're going to be showing houses, trying to convince someone, hey, this house would be good for you and your family. Consider purchasing it from me. Also, on top of that, you're going to be looking for new listings. So you're going to be trying to get new people who are, when they decide to sell their house, to work with you to help sell that house. On top of that, marketing once again, because this is that important. This information was on the Bureau of Labor Statistics and it showed up a lot. Marketing is going to be either make or break you. If people don't know who you are, they're not going to come by. They're not going to come buy a house from you or sell a house through you. And the last thing, this is the day-to-day thing, is contracts. So you're going to be doing a lot of paperwork stuff, setting up a mortgage, loan agreements, making sure both the buyer and seller have agreed to the terms. They've done everything that they have to make sure the deal goes through smoothly as well as legally. On that note, next thing is your salary. So the salary is not the greatest in the world, but it is pretty good if you work yourself. It is a job where you make commission, so you are your own boss. So the average wage in 2016 was around $44,090 according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Same thing also said the highest 10% made on average around $112,000 and the lowest 10 made around $22,230. So pretty good money. It is very hard once you first start. This is about the first 3 years, and all of my research basically said that is a very difficult time for people just because they're not good at what they're doing. But after you get through that 3-year hump, you get confident, you're able to sell better. So let's talk next. I want to talk about employment projections. So it's a pretty average growth. Accountants, construction workers, several different jobs I noticed all had around a 5 to 6% growth, and real estate agents are in that growth. So 2016 there was around 348,800 real estate agents, and that number is expected to go up in the next decade by 21,700. So decent number there. There's not a huge amount of growth there, but it's not a job that a ton of people are going to. But if you're interested and you know you can self-motivate and work yourself hard, you can definitely get on the bottom floor. So the last thing I want to talk about is market factors. So an ever-changing economy is going to be a really big important thing for this because obviously poor economy with people who have less cash, they're less likely to buy a house from you. So being able to read when the market's good, when it's not, it's going to be really important for either weathering the storm or deciding to advertise more, invest more, get your name out there more. With a poor economy and something that's been happening the last decade or so, we also have a lot more renting versus buying. More people, according to Pew Research, rent than buy right now. It's around 36.6% renting, and that has actually risen up to around 38% as of this year. On top of that, the good news is, though, about 71% of those people are willing to actually purchase a home just once they get more money. So we've got a lot of millennials, once they start getting a little bit better equipped, more stable, start getting into the family way, you're going to notice that number going up. The last two things you're going to notice are lacking infrastructure. So this is basically like poor internet, few public services. If you live in an area, particularly rural areas, you're going to have an issue selling a home to someone because it doesn't have those services that people want. The depth of location, that's going to be more towards the office space. Unfortunately, you're not going to have enough office space to comfortably sell because more people work in mobile areas. But regardless of these challenges, I still think you can actually make a decent living doing this. And thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.